This is going to be the reading for those of you in the sign of Cancer with different life paths from 1 to 9. We start with a short introduction about this sign, which is associated with the color gold. We see it here in this beautiful card, which is about the moon, the ruler of Cancer, emotion, instincts, receptivity, safety, and who's also ruling the 4th house, the house of origins, where we see our home, bloodline, feelings of safety, comfort, mother figure, tradition, and lifestyle. It also shows where we came from, the house of I belong. From the tarot, the card associated with Cancer is the card of Chariot. We find our way home. And I choose this tarot of the cat people for these readings because a lot of things are happening now in the cosmos with Sirius, where I see the cat people coming from, and we also have a lot of gold here. And the gold color as such, it's a little further from orange. It brings then a lot of success in everything we do. Of course, it says that what you touch becomes gold, and that's also due to your high spiritual qualities and your feelings of warmth, love, and compassion. It's important to know your qualities and to be able to use them so that you can realize whatever you intend to, because you are in charge, you are the one taking the lead on your path. And we start with life path 1, the number of action, which is associated with the color red. So you are a combination of red and gold, which is about your inner fire. You have then the compassion and the wisdom from the golden part, with a lot of common sense and personal worth. And then color red, combine this with the first chakra, the part where you feel safe, where you find your trust. And sometimes it will not be easy to overcome the feeling of the emotions in order for you to face the challenges that are coming on your path. And for you, I pick up a card from this beautiful cat oracle deck, and this is the night magic. Her name is Vespertine. No sleep for the willed. She is a swell of creativity and nighttime escapades. She is pure nocturnal playfulness and mystery. Going out at night is not only for the young. Night magic is for everyone. Explore the night. Go out dancing or walk under the stars. Gather with your friends and talk into the weak hours. Sing and play music under the moonlight. Stay up to watch a meteor shower or a lunar eclipse. See the sun rise while the world sleeps. Watch your perspective expand and shift. You have more energy than you believe. And this is your red color for sure. And from the Tarot of the People, the card for you is the Queen of Wands. So let's see what this Queen has to tell you. The Queen of Wands is able to adapt to all kind of situation and people, to think on her feet with fitness and tact. Whether as consort of the ruler or as ruler herself, one of her primary duties is to provide an example of hospitality and diplomacy. The ruler consort is in charge of the school for diplomats and messenger, and from that school nearly all ambassador posts in the outer regions are filled. She extends her wand in a gesture of welcome. Remember that the 4th house is also house of the place where we are coming from. So maybe you are from an ambassador from an outer region. And I wanted to see what is the correspondence of the Queen of Wands from the Cosmos Tarot. And the card is the card of Cassiopeia. Self-worth, vanity, and pride. Let me read the message. The traditional Queen of Fire in Tarot represents a uniquely social and exceptional charismatic person deserving of their position in society and relationship. She is often seen as the ultimate hostess, an incredible diplomat, and a strong character that we already saw with the Queen of Wands. When this card appeared, self-worth, vanity, and pride. Depending on the situation, these attributes within one personality can either assist with or hinder the perception of their character. In a reading, this card references charisma, character, and an awareness of personal power and ego within social situation. These attributes are kept in check and may be a positive or productive influence on negotiation and social interaction. So more or less what we already know from the Queen of Wands. Story here of Cassiopeia, because she was such a beautiful queen, and even her daughter, when was born, was already more beautiful than all the 50 daughters of the gentle old man of the sea, Triton. Poseidon decided to chain the daughter Andromeda to the sea edge. Even the gods were jealous on beauty. I think the oracle of shadow and light would be a good end, because we have the beauty, we have the charisma, but we also have the magic of the night. A tempting offer has a high price. The very red flowers here. Look carefully at someone or a situation around you. Her beauty, we come back to the beauty of Cassiopeia, tempts people in, but the purpose of the flower is to devour, making it difficult to escape unharmed. You may have been told such situations are wonderful agents of change and growth, but the truth is that you do not need to learn this lesson again. The plants in the beautiful yet faintly macabre image represent someone or something that is attractive yet dangerous. There is a being who may feed off your energy or even eat you alive. Watch for people who consume more than they give, people who bully and shallow others, who argue with you, try to convince you out of your beliefs, ignore you, or constantly seek your approval and praise, and then grow hostile when you no longer give it. If you are appeasing another instead of having an equal relationship, or if you are fearful of being consumed by an environment that is toxic yet seductive, it may be that the carnivore's flower fairy has come forth to show you clearly what you need to avoid. And the divination message is: you may observe someone speaking cruelly about others, sending you toxic energy, seeming to feel extremely entitled to money, fame, life force, and attention, but unable to create their own. They treat themselves rather like royalty, and as if others are servants whose purpose is to fulfill their wishes. They can be charming and cunning because they do want you to do something for them. They spend much of their time trying to feed off others, and if you deny them this, they become very angry. Narcissistic, they see you as a source for them, a way of getting something. This is sad, but even sadder if you allow yourself to be their victim. This could indicate either a person or a workplace or a belief system that is demanding, all-consuming, and almost cult-like in its practices and ethics. Wherever and whoever the carnivore flower fairy represents, it is dangerous aliens to contemplate. Do not get too close. Observe and learn if you must. Do not become an experiment. They will bite you and they will try to take from you. It is their very nature. As maybe it was the nature of Poseidon to oppress Cassiopeia and her daughter, it's their experience that they choose to have in this lifetime. Don't forget, you have the power. You are have the color red, and maybe spend the night thinking over so that you can have another perspective. And remember, you have the charisma, you have the power, and in the end they are jealous on your power and on your beauty. I hope these messages are useful for you, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in the sign of Cancer with the life path number 2, the number of association, which is associated with the color orange. So now you are a combination of gold with orange, which already makes you capable to reach whatever spiritual purposes you have. And you have a very free mind, and you don't like any kind of restriction, even on spiritual or intellectual part. And when you realize you have them or they are present, you work hard to get over it. Sometimes you are flirting with danger, and from outside you look like you are very stable, but you are actually pushing your limits. And let's see from a beautiful deck with cats, what cats come for you. This is Lily. She sits contently in the center of the sky. Everything is vast, still, and quietly beautiful. The wind might rustle a song out of the leaves, but she is far from human voices and other meows and hisses. Lily contains the sweet, peaceful expanse of solitude. She will return to the world soon, but for now, let's not disturb her. Find your own space to meet yourself. Perhaps it is in the woods, or perhaps it is on a crowded dance floor with your eye closed. When you are alone, it is easier to hear your own voice, to discern your longings and rekindle faith in yourself. Because I said this is the card of association, but see, this is actually a mirror of yourself, marriage of you with your higher self, maybe. That could be the advice from this solitude card. And from the tarot of cat people, the card for you, it's the Page of Cups. Let's see what's the message that the Page of Cups has. The page sits at peace, exactly like the cat, in the warm, fresh air, remote from the problem and bustle of daily life. She is savoring the essence of rock, sky, and air. Her companion cat shares the joys of the day with her. The sun heat is not intense, but it's instead just pleasantly warm. The cat sits in a bunched up position as cats do in warm, not hot weather. Cats from the suite of cups are the salt people, and the characteristic of these people are enduring, sturdy, thought. It's the Topaz Kingdom, Asengir. It's a beautiful story in the book about these outer regions, because we are in the fourth house here, where you also can find out where are you coming from. So maybe this nostalgia that we see in both of them, it's like looking the way back home. And from the Cosmos Tarot, the card associated with this water page is Columba, message of peace, hope, and optimism. The card depicts the personification of three important cosmic stars of the Columba constellation. Each represents a significant role in the story. To the left is Gush al-Zaytun, the olive branch, a symbol of rebirth and life. In contrast is Wes, the Waith, to the right, symbolizing the morality of man, and in the center is Pacht, or the dove, signifying the intervention of God and his message. And the constellation Columba represents the dove from the biblical story of Noah and the ark. The dove appears as a symbol of peace, tranquility, and hope in many cultures. It represents good news, either through a message of action, writing, or word of mouth. So it's an optimist card, and that will be for you maybe interesting to see a card from Beyond Lemuria. What's a message of hope? What can you find in your dreams, in your peace? We have two cards. We have unique gifts and a star seed elemental. Wow, and it's a 45 and a 55. That's a interesting coincidence. This card is about children as teachers, find joy, laughter, the child within, maintaining an inquisitive perspective, wonder, and imagination, which could be what I said, to find a marriage with your inner higher self. And this could also be the element coming from the star seed in you, or the child in you. Bring a sense of playing, lightness, or spontaneity to your life. Be inspired by children or your inner child. You are encouraged to add fun and laughter to your reality. This card may signify the presence of a child in your life. Spending time with children will help you experience the world from a fresh perspective and see them as the inspiring teacher they are. And then the beautiful, unique gifts. Your superpower of sense of purpose, the meaning behind your exploration, shortcomings as unique, undiscovered skills. What makes you unique? Any quirks that you feel are shortcomings could be the key to your superpowers. Look for the positive side of your oddities and traits. How would you like to spend more time, and where? And are there things you would like to try or feel a pull to explore? Now is the time to follow these whispers. You never know how transformational they may be. And I find interesting that they came to like still the main issue, the main message. It's going to be in the center, the hope, the dove, and wherever you are looking for, you are going to find. Just keep this optimist and pay attention to the messages that are coming on your path, on whatever form they are. I hope these cards are useful for you, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in the sign of Cancer with life path number 3, the path of communication, and the color associated, it's yellow. So you have golden and yellow as a combination of colors, which makes you financially successful, but sometimes you can have internal conflicts because you still have to learn how to combine the financial success with your way of thinking about spirituality. You think very fast and you always find a very quick way out of any difficult situation. People can pick that up from you, a kind of optimist, and then they can start enjoy life again. That makes you having a lot of friends and you like to have intellectual discussions. You are very, very sharp in the way you see the world and in the way you think. A card from a beautiful cat deck for you. This balance, meet Varro, tip to sky. She can balance perfectly with an inner precision and assurance. She leans one way and then the other, constantly adjusting and learning where her center lies. She understands the work and play, togetherness and solitude, inner reflection and outward expression, striving and letting go, accepting and changing, freedom and discipline, reason and intuition, spiritual expansion and grounding. They can go on and on. Let Varro help you to see what areas of your life are out of balance and what shifts you can make to return to a graceful equilibrium. It's like what we also said from the combination of color, that sometimes you can feel an inner struggle. And from the Cat People Tarot, you have the Queen of Swords. A lot of thoughts, the swords. Let's see what's the message for you. The Swords Cat People are coming from the Ruby Kingdom. The inhabitants are the Fire People. Their characteristics are energetic, quick thinking, resourceful, practical, highly adaptable. Our Queen of Swords is a very private person, one who keeps to herself. Proud and withdrawn, she nevertheless keeps a sharp watch over her realm and makes her presence felt in subtle but effective ways. She is somber, stately person who holds her sword pointing downward to signify pacification by force. In Gnosis, as nowhere else in the outer regions, dispute has been elevated to an art. The Queen of Swords, like her mate, is eloquent, quick-witted, and often sharp-tongued. The magnificent quarrels of the royal couple are renewed and even admired. A mate that cannot match snip for snap is considered a bad catch, and the passion of reconciliation is in measure with the heat of battle. Yeah, disputes of thoughts. And from the Cosmos Tarot, the card associated with the Queen of Air is Aquila, powerfully alive, loyalty and honor. Let's see the meaning of this card. The Queen of Air is a diplomatic figure. She listens to her people, hears their ideas and concerns, and acts a fair and just plan to organize and progress. She has the greater needs of the kingdom in mind when she rules, and her sharp maneuvering and skillful management of power makes her an admired social figure. The eagle is a symbol of intellect, duty, and honor. It has long been associated with having sharp eyes, powerful talons, and lightning reflexes despite its large stature. Eagles are also associated with skillful action, justice, authority, determination, and liberation. It's a major player in a lot of Greek myths. She steadfastly assists Zeus on a wide range of quests, and it's the only animal entrusted with the duty of retrieving Zeus' thunderbolts after one of Zeus' destructive actions. Powerful person, maybe also good in communication. The point is to find a balance with your inner needs, and for that, let me take a card from the Celtic Oracle tree for you, which is a very interesting and powerful deck in my opinion. And for you will be the card Etha, the white poplar, helps rebirth, prevents illness. Of all the trees in the Ogham alphabet, the white poplar or aspen is the one most concerned with the earthly and material aspects of life. We said that when we talk about the combination of color. It is also concerned with finding the spiritual strength and endurance to face the harsh reality that life presents to us, often unexpectedly or over a long, wearing period of time. It conveys a sense of the ability to endure and conquer. The poplar has three attributes: an ability to resist and to shield, and associated with speech and language, communication, and a close relationship with the winds, with the thoughts, with the air. We have here the Queen of Air, and then finding balance, looking for balance and finding it. Wow. I think you have beautiful qualities and you are a very powerful person. I even see the colors between this Queen of Swords and this beautiful Lily was the name of the cat. I hope you love these cards or enjoy their messages as much as I did, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in Cancer with life path number 4, building a home, like in the house number 4, which was associated with Cancer. And the color for this life path is green, so we have a combination of gold and green now, which makes you a person who likes to fly high. You enjoy the peace and the harmony even in difficult situation. You can bring this with you, and you are capable of keeping your emotion under control. You are very much focused on subjects about freedom of others also, and how to make our life more connected with the nature, with the balance in nature, how to bring back the harmony, and when you get the chance to do some changings in this field, you are really looking forward, and you are happy to have new experience and to create some change, especially in this field. For you, I pick up a card from the Cat Oracle, and the card that came is this Patience. Meet Snugpuff. She transmutes our restless urgency and are where there yet complaints into an appreciation of what is right now. Let go of everything that will come after this moment and have faith that you are exactly where you need to be. Draw a circle around the present moment and relax into it with Snugpuff curled up on your lap. Sometimes we believe we need to be at our destination right now, but there is so much to be learned and discovered right here where we are. Let's be patient with ourselves, our loved ones, and the world around us. There is time. I think that goes well with this combination. And we said that you like to fly high, so that also brings a kind of need for action. And from the Tarot of the Cat, people, the card of Five of Cups. Let's see what is the message for you from this card. The Suite of Cups from this deck, it's about the Topaz Kingdom, and the inhabitants are the Salt people. A couple face opposite direction. They are going their separate ways. They stand together but do not touch. Their cups are empty as the cat is covered to its disappointment. Their backs are to the window, which lets in the light and beacons to better things, but they are in a run and fear to try something new. Though there is no marriage ceremony in the other region, most men and women stay together monogamously once having made. Discord and separation is a source of unhappiness for couple and for the community. Maybe also this is about building the home that you feel that you belong. And from the Cosmos Tarot, the card associated with the Five of Cups, here is Five of Water, is Cetus, underlying emotional issues, self-doubt and fear. So if you struggle with something like this right now, let's see what will be a message for you. Here be monsters. Maps from ancient times depict gargantua sea monsters in the depths of uncharted waters. The concept of giant underwater creature has been around since Mesopotamian times, but in Greek mythology, monster Cetus was one of the most formidable. Cetus was sent by Poseidon to devour Andromeda as retribution against Andromeda's mother, Cassiopeia, for her prideful declarations. It just happened that the card of Cassiopeia was, I think, for the life path number 1. So there we had the story that Cassiopeia was more beautiful than a lot of other important god and goddesses, and even her daughter. So Poseidon was punishing her by connecting Andromeda to the sea. It is easy to imagine that terrible things might be lurking within dark waters. Those who sail into uncharted territory often face the possibility that self-doubt, fear of failure may surface along the journey. I would like to say that we are all who are on the spiritual path, we are walking uncharted territory. So the point is to not to fear the monsters and to get to the part when we can have love even for a monster. In addition to the bits of the deep, it is up to the captain of the ship to rely their crew to navigate through raw seas and to prepare them for any potential hardship that may arise. Exploration comes with its fair share of adventure, discovery, and peril. This card refers to insecurity, fear, disappointment, of thoughts of failure. A person may be dealing with underlying emotional issue that makes a particular situation seem more intimidating than usual. Maybe like this, a kind of separation or not being sure about your home situation. This card references lack of confidence and a need to shift focus toward what can be achieved at present. Maybe there is an alternative road to the same end. And this is more or less also what this card said about be patient and there is time. So for these cards up to now, maybe a good end will be with, I think, the Oracle of Shadow of Light, because it is that we call the shadows. What do we fear and where the doubt is coming from? But in the end we learn, and even like this monster, once it comes up to the light, we know what we face, and it's more under the water, so it's more to fear. And the card will be a time for spirit, the pink lotus fairy, which I see as a time to meditate, almost like this card here with this snack puff. And let's see which will be the divination message for you. Spiritual quest, travel, calm, relax, yoga, pose, self-love and self-acceptance. Third eye and crown chakra activation, chakra awakening, connection to all, crown chakra connecting to the universe, receiving universal love messages, self-connecting peacefully to the earth, peaceful flowing energy in the body, tranquil, sublime spiritual moments of connection, blessings showering upon you due to correct relationship with body and soul. Time to take a class, a course, or a new study program. Time to welcome in a new teacher, either in the form of a physical being or perhaps a path that speaks to your heart at this time, or a spirit guide who resonates with you. Know that while this path and tranquil, useful philosophy may seem out of character for you, it is a deep and true part of yourself that has long yearned for acknowledgement, fulfillment, and the nirvana that is on its way. The balance with nature and the harmony. On your journey, on your quest, there are times when it is worth finding that very heavenly place within where the soul of love resides. In this blissful state, this nirvana, you'll be nurturing some new and exciting information and guidance will come to you. It would be very helpful for you to take up yoga, Pilates, or a physical exercise that has a spiritual practice attached to it in order to cultivate your inner peace and to receive these messages clearly. Soon a teacher, a guide, or mentor will enter your life. When you meet that person, know he is here to demonstrate ways for you to find your own path and to grow and evolve into the being you are meant to be. Go within, look deeply into your heart, and find the love that overflows its secret, quiet place. Your love is rich and warm and flowing still, and it is time for you to renew your connection to the source via the teaching you will be introducing to soon. When you patiently learn from a good teacher who is pure in intent, your power of focus, telepathy, intuition, and inner peace, no matter what other circumstances, will be greatly amplified. It's like facing these monsters, the underlying emotional issues. These are the situations that are maybe coming on your path and you are obliged somehow to face them, but then the peace and tranquility and looking for the balance in you will come from this situation, and even a monster like that can actually bring you in the end to peace or to harmony. I wish you the best and that you find a way to deal with any kind of situation that is on your path, and with the hope that these cards are useful, I'm thanking you for watching. This will be the reading for those of you in the sign of Cancer with life path number 6, the path of harmony, of love, and the color associated with number 6, it's the color indigo. So now you are a combination of gold and indigo, which make you such a person, unselfish. You really want to make the world a better place for everybody to live in. You have a lot of love to give, and you just give it to people who are in need for. Your heart is like this beautiful heart, just giving. And it's not that you really look for financial payback, maybe payback in the form of energy, like people said that now when somebody does for you, you can call that energetical gift, and you give them such a symbolic amount of money, just because the money in our world, it's still an expression of the energy. And when you have too much, you definitely help others with it. It's like energy goes around. And from the cat oracle deck, you have this beautiful cat, a vision, mid-stargazer. Some say her head is in the clouds, but the view is better from up there. She can see the big picture beyond our normal sight. She can see beyond small increments of time to the vastness of years, decades, and even eternity. Take a step back and see your life through stargazer's eyes. What vision do you have for your life? They might appear fuzzy or absent if you are afraid of the action they are calling you to make. Acknowledge those fears, then ask them to step aside like parting clouds until you are able to truly see. Let your vision be a beacon calling you forth. Yeah, beautiful. because you have the heart and you can see things from above and from another perspective, because you are not selfish, and maybe with even less ego. Not that ego is necessarily something bad, it can help us, but you have a lot of love to give. And from the tarot deck, the card that came for you, it's the card of Death, who's normally a scary card, even in this deck of the cat people. But it's actually a card of transformation, because that's what you are called to do with this card. Even Death has his companion cat, symbolic of the passing not only of human life, but of animal life as well. The cat is in a hunting position, and Death looks it in the face. Hazy circles in the background symbolize the eternal life cycle without beginning and ends. While cat people mourn extravagantly the death of cat of person, they are well aware of the necessity of population control. Without natural cycles of death and decay, life becomes a smothering force. Death is considered as an essence of the cosmic order, and funeral acknowledge it as such. In Vapala, celestial interment is practiced. On a high mesa, the body is reverently placed on a bier converted with piles of dry grasses and those with buckets of grease. Amid the cat-like wailing of the mourners, the presiding priest of elder captures a ray of sunlight in a prism to ignite the pyre. The ashes are scattered to the freedom of the winds. It's a card of transformation, clearing away the old to make way for the new, unexpected changings, abrupt change of the old self through not necessarily physical death, the ending of a familiar situation, loss, beginning of a new era. That's the real meaning of the card. Something needs to end for the new cycles to begin, but it's just eternal cycles. And it said here also that take a look and from above find a way to do the change. And in the Cosmos Tarot, the card associated with this Earth, number 13, it's the Kahelum, tool of creation, configuration, refinement. So things are even getting better after a change. And we have here the butterfly, that's always the symbol of transformation. The constellation Kaelum was said to have been named both for the celestial figures carved into marble vessels and for the sculpture sisal. In Masonic lore, the sisal symbolized the tool of transformation. I think this is the one. When used by the skilled hands of sculptor and craftsman, it brings forth elegant forms from wrought stone. The Kaelum card depicts the dual nature of the tool and its creation, where each chip that defines the form detracts from what it once was. Kaelum symbolizes the departure of something that was to make room for what will be. It made me think of an old story about a ceramic pot that was made, and we just see the result, how beautiful it is. But when you think of all the transformation, how it had to be made from the mud, and how it had to be turned around to get dizzy. It went through all that in the fire, and each time she said, no, I'm enough, I can't do it anymore. And the creator will say, yes, you can, and the resulting will be beautiful. So it's also here, that the transformation as such is painful, but the result is going to be beautiful. And maybe a card to end from Beyond Lemuria, because we are from stardust, and if we put things in a larger perspective, to always make it easier, even this cycle of life and death, which is not necessarily, as I said, a physical death, but it's the transformation. If you believe, like I do, that we were here several times before, and you have the card of our ancient future. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful card. Ancient future. Yes, it's true. Quantum time, past, future, and present, they are all one. And this is the card about wisdom for indigenous people. Ancestors hold the key for the future. ancient remembering, bloodlines, how the past affects the future, a time to step up, timeless power, symbols, activation for powerful shifts indeed. Because with each transformation, if you remember more and more who you are, it's like layers and layers of this big block of stones are shaping the shape of you, the form of you, the beauty of you. And all these small blocks here, which I see them like divas full of symbols, they all create a new future, which is this language of light. Wow, all I can say. Let's read the divinatory meaning. This card is imbued with activation for a new paradigm. You are now being showered with blessing in preparation for a transformation. It may be turbulent at times, but you will grow and heal through the coming journey. Partake in activities that help you drop into meditative state as often as possible. Use clearing tools to raise your vibration and don't get caught up on the destination. Focus on the journey and experience. You can navigate a situation you have no experience with by being truly present. Integrity and intuition will be your guide. Follow your vision and let your vision be a beacon calling you forth, bringing you into the future you deserve. Beautiful cards, at least from my perspective. I hope you also enjoy them and they are useful for you. Thank you for watching. These are the cards for those of you in the sign of Cancer with life path number 7, the number of spirituality, the path of spirituality. And the color associated with this number, it's the color violet. So it makes you a combination of violet and gold. It means that you are looking for the knowledge that is inside you. You are aware of the fact that there is so much more in that we don't know, or so much more that we can't know with our mind. And maybe some people will think you are eccentric, but you just have a kind of self-confidence that comes from the inner knowingness, and you don't have too many worries about what other people think about you. For you, it's important that you come to a spiritual awareness and this self-remembering. And I pick up a card from the Cat Oracle for you. Look at this beautiful cat looking for a path, and her name is Aiko, unconditional love. That's what I believe. You have the color violet here in the drawing. I believe that once we find the path to spirituality is actually for me knowing yourself. And once you are in a love relation with yourself, unconditional love, accepting and having compassion, then you can also feel what unconditional love is for others. But people are confusing. I don't know. Don't want to presume that you do. That unconditional love is to love somebody and forget. And then no, it's just for you first. She is a soft being of pure love. She is a nest of comfort and compassion. She loves unconditionally and embraces fully without exception. She transmutes pain and failure into blessing and wisdom. When you feel vulnerable or self-doubting, she will engulf you in love and solace. She can see your supposed imperfection as mere beloved quirks. She salutes the true spirit in you. Love yourself as Aiko does and let the love spread outward to your friends, family, and fellow human beings. Let go of judgments and love everyone just as they are. Yeah, but start with yourself, loving yourself just as you are. And the card from the Tarot of the Cat people for you, it's the Empress. You are an Empress. Maybe you already find this beautiful self-love. Then you can also share it with others. The Empress is very practical, concerned with the nitty-gritty of everyday life. Forceful, open-minded and opportunistic, she wears a helmet hair dressed to symbolize her strong, no-nonsense outlook. Her leopard companion appears to be docile, but in reality is on the alert for any opportunity that presents itself. The Empress is very much the feminine counterpart of the Emperor. On Earth, the term ceremonial often has a scornful edge when applied to rank. In the outer region, however, the world of the cat people, and especially in Vapala, ceremonial is an essential part of life. The imperial consort, in more or less elaborate costume and brilliant headdress, depending on the occasion, must be present on any important occasion, whether it is an opening of a school or the convening of a law court. Where a priest or priestess is considered the link between the individual and the essence, the imperial consort is the link between society and the cosmic order and the inspiration of progress. The Empress represents the ceremonial side of the imperial power. And that for me here is also an indication to live life with intention. Now that you find unconditional love, or you are almost there, then from now on you can just live with the intention of just bringing love and light in everything you do. And that brings a kind of ceremonial. You know, even a walk can become a ceremonial if you have steps made with a certain intention. So it's a beautiful card and a beautiful example of how to live in the outdoor borders. And the card from the Cosmos Tarot, also the Empress, is here, the card associated with the sign of Virgo. Curiosity, progress, perfection, beauty, order. And let's see if we have some special messages from the Empress from this deck. The card references learning and growth. If a person has been feeling self-effacing or overcritical, a class-like atmosphere with soul-led lights may prove most helpful to gauge personal growth as well as a new understanding on one's abilities, emotion, or inspiration. Progress is more evident within an organized structure of milestones. Yeah, the organized structure that the Empress also talked there about, but in my opinion, this spiritual path is a uncharted territory, but once you reach the point of unconditional love, maybe we talk now about the cosmic order, which is a totally different way of looking at order. And let's have a card for you from I thought Beyond Lemuria. Let's see, because this is also a lot of violet in the cards, so let's stick to the color. And the card is about radical expansion. Wow. Coming from the heart. Definitely coming from the heart, because once we have unconditional love, we are not going to act from the mind, we are going to act from the heart. It's just another way of calling a certain type of energy, at least for me. Living and loving at full capacity, being unapologetically you, self-expression, boldness, having a voice, taking up space, expansion, empowerment, owning your true power, being visible in the world, having fun with your magnificent, letting go of judgment, creative explorer, radical ways of being. And the message it is time for expansion. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Stop and consider anything that is holding you back. This card is the permission slip that allows you to let go of limiting stories and take up all the space you need. Have fun unleashing who you are, as bold and radical as some of your ideas or offerings might be. Who is to say they are not what the world is waiting for you, what the world wants? Take note of any judgment of authentic expression towards yourself or others. Be mindful that creatively exploring unrefined expression may be what is needed right now. Remember to center yourself in your heart and be the masterpiece your soul always wanted you to be. Yes, be the Empress. Be the one that brings ceremonial of unconditional love in the world. I hope you enjoy your cards and the messages that are useful for you, and thank you for watching. This is the reading for those of you in the sign of Cancer with life path number 8, which is the number of strength. I see it as your inner strength, and the color associated is magenta. So I pick up a card from the Cat Oracle deck. Tending the garden, mid gala, had peculiar flowers bloom in the sun, offer nurturing love and care. In a tucked away corner of the forest, she planted a few precious seeds. For months she watered the earth and sang patient love song. Above the surface, nothing appeared to be happening, so the other kitties didn't understand why she spent so much time in the overlooked spot. Eventually, delicate emerald tendrils picked out of the soil. Gala loved and protected them until wondrous blossom burst forth. What seeds can you nurture in your heart? What garden are you trying to grow? Where is your power? And this combination of magenta with gold makes you somebody who's capable to overcome all the issues, all the problem, because this color of destiny makes you to find possibilities when other people are just stuck, like this cat here who could sit there and wait for the seeds to come, and other could not see anything. She's taking the risk, and you are capable to take the risk to expect amazing results. And you are a realistic one because you just listen to the wisdom that is inside you. So some other people will also, when they realize that, will take your advice when it's about new projects. And from the tarot of the cat people, the card for you is the Seven of Wands. Let's see what is the meaning of the card in this deck when the wands are the fire sign, and that's the Tuahikik from the Emerald Kingdom, the Sand people, the Sahara people, and they are fun, loving, inventive. And let's see the Seven of Wands. Success is seen in the proud, real, and confident attitude of the woman in the Seven of Wands. The wand serves as lightning in the darkness. The wand in her hand is a beacon illuminating the future. The woman is a diplomat of high position, possibly a messenger to the imperial seat in Vapala. That's the cosmic order in this realm. The cat don't care about the future. They are happy with the here and the now. And we can be that too, trusting that the seeds that we are planting are growing. And from the Cosmic Tarot, the card that is associated with the Seven of Fire is the card of Hydra. Perseverance, stamina, survival. The Hydra is a foe from Greek mythology. This immense serpent had hopelessly poisonous breath and blood so virulent its smell alone meant certain death. The creature's most notable feature was its many vicious heads, which would double each time one was lost. This enemy represents the presence of overwhelming odds and incredible destructive forces. At the end of Hydra's story, the hero, Hercules, managed to overcome the beast, proving that even the most daunting task can be overcome with strength and perseverance. It comes back to the strength and task and trust. This card is about persevering against incredible odds. It's all about surviving, not necessarily about winning, and certainly not about conquering. If one managed to be standing at the end of the battle, they have succeeded. So yes, that's more important because you have nothing actually to prove. You just know you have your power, and at least that's maybe what you have to prove to yourself, that you have the power. And then let's see, somehow I'm thinking of the Foxfire Kitsune for you. A card to end this reading. And the card is the Garden of the Night. What did we had here? Gardening. Tending the garden. Now you have the Garden of the Night. There are spaces and places within the world of the Kitsune that can be found within the human world too. One of the most magical places of all is a place where we can connect with moonlight in a world that is no longer lit light brightly but gleaming with silver, the same as it is during our waking hours, yet entirely different because of the gift of the moonlight. When this card comes to you, you are being asked to look at a situation, person, or concern from a very different perspective and to allow yourself the space to contemplate it in a quiet time, in solitude, under the silver light of the moon. Within this space, there will be imaginative new ways to approach any difficulties, and your inventiveness and ability to dream into being a new approach will be of great help during the daylight hours, which so often belong to the world of work, of family, of others. In these in-between times, guarded by moonlight, we will not only be able to solve the problem before you, but you will have time alone to rediscover aspects of your soul that cannot seem to be fully expressed at this time during the day. At night, there is another you, another part of your identity which can be explored and in time allowed to flourish. For you are the gardener of your own soul, and you will tend to what needs to grow within the moonlight hours and allow it in time to come forth into the light of day and become more integrated into the everyday aspects of your world. For now, find this space and place and be illuminated with the silver light of imagination and of infinity possibilities. Let your imagination, creativity, dreams, and wonder all feed into our waking lives project. Let the moonlight and the sunlight intertwine and create magic. The camera died before I could finish the reading, hoping that some of the information are useful for you and hoping that you can garden your soul and find what you need, and that's for me the power inside you. Thank you for watching. This will be the reading for those of you in the sign of Cancer with life path number 9, the number of altruism, of taking care of our beautiful planet. And the color for this number is gold, so you have now 2 times gold. As we see in this beautiful card here from the Cat Oracle, you are bliss. Meet Camellia. She is in full bloom, radiating delight. When something challenging happens, we often ask ourselves, what can we learn from this? Camellia is here to remind us not to overlook the possibility that some of life's most poignant lessons came from moments of ecstatic bliss. What makes your body, mind, and soul ring with joy? How can you connect to the golden thread of meaning and let it waves its way through your life? This is an invitation to embrace all that is marvelous in your life. Let bliss overcome you as you bask in the limitless love of a million sunrises. Yes, beautiful. Because with 2 times gold, you just have a combination that helps you get what you want, let's say. You have higher spiritual powers, and when you connect with them, you will experience all the chances on your path. You will use them, and then you will see that even an event that maybe it's not always positive according to our mind, it's just testing you to see who you are and what you can. And sometimes there will create emotion in your body, and in the end you will just realize that this is how life is teaching us all kind of lessons. I hope you really enjoy this amazing combination of gold, because for a lot of people maybe they wonder who you are and how you are. You are very much maybe inside your own world. And the card for you from the Tarot of Cat People, it's the 9 of Swords, which is associated in the Cosmos card with lupus, with provocation. So let's see what the story behind this card is. You have a 9 of Swords, which is the air sign, and In the Ruby Kingdom of the Cats, this is the suit of fire. They are energetically fast-moving, quick-thinking, resourceful. And the Nine of Swords. A man is dressed in ceremonial costume but has nowhere to go. Except for his companion cat, he is alone with his worries and problems. Which sword is best? He cannot choose and is tormented by indecision. He is a warrior, but glory won in battle cannot compensate for his sorrow over the comrades in arms who have fallen. He holds the sword loosely as he ponders whether the sacrifice and carnage were worthwhile. The difficulty faced by a commander of the warrior corps is not in inspiring the soldier to face danger, but in keeping the peace and unity of the unit. Fierce loyalty to the corps contend with isolation brought about by violent disagreement and rivals. It's not an easy card to deal with when you are someone in charge of situation and how to keep the harmony and the peace. And I think this sign of lupus in the same way, 9 of air, it's going to talk about underlining tension that leads to a challenge of authority or a person testing one's boundary. The best course of action is to face the problem out in the open and quell any rumors, mean ambitions, or further plotting before the situation gets out of hand. So just pay attention. You can do it for sure, whatever situation, however complicated it is. You can use your spiritual powers, let's say, and it is just that you are tested, more or less. And let's see from the oracle of Shadow of Light if we can find more about this test. You will find a good way to come out of it. Magical space, clearing time, 2 little witches. From out of the shadows come the 2 little witches, solemn and sincere. They fix you with their clear green and blue gaze and ready you for the magic that is the broom they are about to pass on to you. And that is the magical secret. And they speak, out, out, and from within. We cleanse the space from trouble and din. Out, out, let all be gone, and make this place a cheerful home. We are here to cleanse and clean. We are creatures in between. We will work from dusk till dawn to ensure energy is reborn. We leave it clear and bright and blank, and for this task we ask no thanks, but we do wish you well in this. May all brought in create your bliss. Make the mundane work for you. It's time to conduct a house clearing followed by a house blessing. Here is an easy pointer. New location. Either the smallest of changes for household object or rearrangement of God goes where in your bedroom, or an entire move is very much on your mind when these 2 witches show up. Is there anything keeping you back from making that change? Please make small, useful, and symbolic gesture. Shift the furniture and clear away what you no longer need. Whenever we make a change, we always discover stuff we've been hanging on to, stuff that's weighed us down without our even realizing. Time for a space clear for yourself. Energetical clear, maybe even the energy from these thoughts of whatever you conquered and now you don't know if you really need it or not. Some cleaning, and then come back in this beautiful Zen moments where you find your bliss. I hope these cards are useful for you, and thank you for watching.